5 a.m. and while most of the Central Valley is still snoozing, Mike Graham of Graham's Hot Rod Shop is wide awake, and he's got a date with destiny. Or at least with his gorgeous silver 55 Chevy. And for a connoisseur of chrome, that's pretty much the same thing. Roars to life, and I half expected to say good morning Clovis, but it doesn't because it's a car and that would just be weird. Slap on some GoPros, ready to capture every thrilling moment of its journey. It's like the Amazing Race but with less bickering and more horsepower. As we cruise through the sleepy streets, the 55's rumble is our alarm clock, letting everyone know that something special is about to go down. We're heading to the 4th annual Old Town Motorama, where hot rods gather like it's a family reunion, but with less awkward small talk. Mike finds a spot, ready to show off and make all the other cars jealous.
We're out here in Clovis, California at the Clovis Motorama, beautiful downtown Clovis. They're expecting 600 to 650 cars today. The weather couldn't be any more beautiful. Graham's Hot Rod Shop has brought out a couple of chassis. One, we're debuting our C10 custom chassis. We also brought out our Tri-5 Pro Touring chassis to market them out here. I've had my silver 55 in the show last year. I've done well here. I've done well at some other indoor shows. I was kind of torn whether I should actually enter it into the show or just bring it out as part of our vendor booth and our shop display. But I thought, you know what, why not? Let's enter the show. At least I get a placard on the car where people know whose car it is.
The Motorama is in full swing, and it's like a greatest hits album of automotive awesomeness. Over 600 pre-75 cars are here, reminding us that they really don't make them like they used to. We tracked down some of the mad scientists behind some of these machines, like John Langford in his 32 Ford with an engine that could probably power a small country.
It's a 1932 Ford, 3-window chop, 3-window coupe, and it originally was a drag car. And when I bought the car about 35 years ago, it had a little 8-cylinder, I think it was a Datsun motor in the car. It had a full hood on it. And so I got rid of that and put this 1,500 horsepower thing. And as people would say, what kind of an idiot put something like that in? I said, well, you're looking at it.
And Keith Byers, whose 65 Mustang is a love letter to Carroll Shelby, signed and sealed by the man himself.
I brought a 1965 Ford Mustang. It's a Tribute GT350. So I figured to build a Tribute out of respect for Carroll Shelby. It was just a standard 2+2. It was in Wimbledon white with the blue interior. I slowly started improving. I tried to keep it as stock as possible. The person I bought this from had 2 original GT350 500. He knew what I was doing with it, turning it into it. Then it was called the Clone, now Tribute. He got a hold of me and said, I'll be in Las Vegas Shelby America. He said, Carroll Shelby's going to be there. Give me a glove box. I'll have him sign it. And he did. I thought it was a nice way to kind of finish it off.
But it's not all about American muscle. Anthony Galvin's tricked out VW Bug is like a disco ball on wheels. It's got more custom features than a Beverly Hills mansion.
All the people at the bug shows are so nice that I just wanted to hang around a bunch of people in bugs. I bought this Bug 6 years ago, decided one day that I wanted to restore it. So I took my car apart, put line bug suspension, painted it, restored it, and I've been working on it ever since, and it's this close to being done. I put a candy brandy wine paint job on it with the white bottom, little silver. There's not much that hasn't been touched on the car. I've done everything that I could possibly think of just to draw a crowd, make people look. That's an air ride management system, and it's called a piano style air ride. So every time I hit these switches, that moves, and it causes the car to adjust itself as we're driving down the road. So if there's somebody on one side that weighs 200 pounds and there's another guy on the other side that weighs 100, it'll level itself out for you. It's probably one of the only ones in the United States, and I just wanted to be different.
The mastermind behind the whole shebang is Anthony Granata of Hot Rod Coalition. He's on a mission to bring back the glory days of hot rodding, one souped-up engine at a time. He's like the Pied Piper of pistons, and we're all just happily following along.
Today's day number 3 of our 4-day event at the Old Town Motorama, and we're in beautiful Old Town Clovis. We've got a little over 600 hot rods here. It's the biggest hot rod show in the Central Valley that I've ever heard of. The purpose to put this on is to really kind of rejuvenate and regenerate the hot rod culture that was started in Fresno in the 40s that went so strong all the way through the 70s. There's a generation gap kind of in the 90s and early 2000s when it started dying off, and so Hot Rod Coalition, one of our missions is to try to bridge that, and we know that these cars exist, and it's just kind of our mission to try to kind of breathe some resurgence into the hot rod community here, and I think it's working.
And then there's Bruce Sanders and his 69 Chevelle. This thing's like a rocket ship disguised as a car. With 800 horsepower supercharged LSX 454 under the hood, it's got more power than a nuclear reactor.
I've been in cars since I've been a little kid. My dad was always in them, my brothers are into them, so it was kind of like project, and love the old school look, and loves doing all the LS swap with the current features. It's got a SpeedTech chassis, coilover suspension. Motor is a LSX 454 with a Magnuson supercharger. Puts out about 800 horsepower, and mated with the 4L80 transmission, custom interior, Budnick wheels on it. When I first got this car, it was a wreck, complete rust. I did a body swap on it and then took it down to a buddy of mine, Jimmy T, and he did the body off restoration on it, all the body work and paint, and this is how it looks today.
Every car here has a story, and they're all begging to be told. Like Dennis Brown's 60 Vet, sporting a new chassis from Graham's Hot Rods that makes it ride like a dream. A very fast and very loud dream.
The 1960 Corvette with the LS3 motor, 525 horsepower with a Tremec 5-speed. Brand new interior by Tino, so they're maiden voyage. Other than just driving around my area just to kind of break it in. So very happy with the way it drove. I had Mike put a new frame underneath my car, and I just wanted to show it off. It's awesome. Before I put the chassis on it, yeah, you hit the brakes, you didn't know which way you were going to go. You'd go over a bump, you didn't know if it was going right or left. Just a major, major difference. It rides like a new car. If you're looking to get a new chassis, yeah, I would definitely look into Graham's. They do excellent work, good quality, and highly recommended.
Got a couple of customers also here. We have a 70 Plymouth Roadrunner, the blue one right next to us here in our booth. We're enjoying the show. There's a lot of people. The weather couldn't be any better. Got to thank Hot Rod Coalition here in Fresno to put on a show like this.
At the end of the day, the Old Town Motorama is a celebration of all things fast, shiny, and unapologetically fun. It's a reminder that in a world of self-driving cars, electric engines, there's still a place for good old-fashioned elbow grease and a lead foot. As the sun sets on Clovis, the engine may fall silent, but the memories will keep on revving. Until next year, when the faithful will return, ready to do it all over again.